Earlier this hour, you heard Orion Properties ring that opening bell. I'm joined now by their CEO, Paul McDowell. Paul, welcome to the New York Stock Exchange.
Thanks for having me. It's terrific to be here.
So Paul, Orion Properties leases out office space across the U.S. Has your business had to pivot since the work from home trend started in the pandemic?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, once the pandemic came along, all of a sudden everyone started work from home and companies realized that sort of worked. And it's been a very, very slow transition back from work from home to being back in the office. But we're starting to see that come more and more as larger companies start to require people to come back to the office, and people start to realize that being in the office is an integral part of running your business.
You mentioned in our pre-interview about pivoting to dedicated use assets. So these are places where you have to be in the office, such as like a medical office, right, where there's imaging equipment. Exactly. Can you talk about some of these assets that you're investing in?
Sure, absolutely. As we've come out of the pandemic and we've started to see how often tenants renew their leases and who stays in the location where they are, we found that in generic office buildings, tenants would often leave, but then in dedicated use assets, they stay in place. And so, for example, the United States government is one of our largest tenants. We own FBI buildings and DEA buildings. We also own flex industrial space where they assemble things. So the types of things that you need to do the business of that company in that location versus from home.
And here at the New York Stock Exchange, we need to be on the floor to do our jobs.
We need to be on the floor, exactly.
So, you told me that your company leased, it was in 2023, 200,000 feet of office space, and then the next year you were up to 1 million. What do you think this says for the future of returning to the office?
Well, I think it's a real leading indicator, right? Because we have about 8 or 9 million square feet of office space, and so in 2023 we only leased 200,000 feet, and then the next year we leased 1 million square feet, so more than 5 times greater. And we're in the process now looking into 2025 like we're going to continue that very strong trend of leasing, which I think is telling you the companies are bringing people back into the office, and as they bring them back into the office, they realize they need that office space, and so we're getting much stronger leasing momentum, and it's a very welcome sign not only for Orion but for the entire office real estate.
And your own company has a hybrid work environment, and you've said work from home is here to stay in some senses. What do you think the future is for return to office? Do you think we'll stay in a mostly hybrid model, or do you think there'll be a bigger push toward return to the office as we go on?
I think it's going to vary from company to company and what works for each company. I think the push is generally to bring people back to the office, but hybrid work environments are here to stay. You can work from home. It's not only is it convenient, but the technology allows us all to do it. But you can't substitute being in the office for working at home. So for a lot of companies, including ours, the hybrid work environment works really well.
What's next for Orion Properties?
Well, we're looking to build on we have a terrific portfolio now, and we're looking to continue to build that portfolio, lengthen our lease duration, add more dedicated use assets to make a portfolio of assets that's attractive to investors and to strategic partners.
And can you talk about the mission of Orion Properties?
Well, our mission is to do what's best for our shareholders, right? And what's best for our employees. So we are working hard to work with our tenants, renew leases, get new tenants into some of our empty buildings, and to produce long-term stable cash flows.
All right, is there anything else that I haven't covered that you would like to add?
No, I think you got it. We're so glad to be here in the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. This is my 3rd time here, and it's always really great to be here.
Have you been up at the Bell Podium before?
I have. I started a company named Cap Lease way back in 1994, and in 2004 we conducted our IPO. So that was a very exciting time.